Hello, I'm Spiro Skidopoulos.
And I'm Cooper Schoenberg. Welcome to Fast 5, produced by the Indiana University Media School.
Start your timers because our 5 minutes have begun. Last weekend, Big Noon Kickoff was in Bloomington as IU football hosted Nebraska in front of a sold-out Memorial Stadium crowd of 53,000 people. Our very own Callum Kelly has the recap.
Hey guys, I'm here at Memorial Stadium where the Indiana Hoosiers just put on a dominant performance against the Nebraska Cornhuskers in a 56-7 win. Justice Ellison dominated the ground, putting up 105 yards, 2 touchdowns on only 9 carries. Curtis Rourke also had himself a solid first half, throwing for 189 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception before being taken out with an injury and was benched in the second half. The Nebraska Cornhuskers were supposed to be the Hoosiers' toughest opponent yet, but as the game went on, Coach Signetti showed that Indiana football is way better than expected, also pushing Indiana to its best start in 57 years. Also, for the first time in 3 years, Memorial Stadium was sold out here, and this is what it means to Coach Signetti.
All right, great win, featured game. Proud of the way we approached this week and our effort today. Big game because it was this game, and dominant win.
That's exactly right, and that's why College Game Day is coming here this Saturday against Washington.
The Hoosiers moved up 3 spots after the game, and they now sit at number 13 in the AP poll, behind Notre Dame and in front of Texas A&M. And College Game Day will be in Bloomington this upcoming weekend. This is the first time since 2017 that they've been here to see Indiana play, and they'll have a good one as IU takes on the 4-3 Washington Huskies. It's a noon game, so be sure to wake up early and pack the rock.
Todd Yeagley and the Indiana men's soccer team went up to Ann Arbor, and it would prove to be a great outing for the Hoosiers, as Indiana posted its largest margin of victory over a Big Ten opponent, winning 5-0. Their next game would be in Bloomington against the Michigan State Spartans. Justin Weiss scored the first goal for the Hoosiers. This would be followed by a Patrick McDonald penalty kick to bring the lead to 2-0. Then Michigan State would try and fight back, getting their own penalty kick. But it would be the sneaky athletic Samuel Sarver who had ice in his veins. The game would be won to the Hoosiers. History was made as Todd Yeagley would get his 200th career victory, which proves that only 3 things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Yeagley in October.
However, on the women's side of the pitch, they took on Illinois on Thursday, and things would not go as good for the Hoosiers, as they would drop that game 0-1. The lone goal came early in the game, and the Hoosiers fought all game to get it back, but they never got it. In the end, they would end up outshooting the Fighting Illini 17-4, but they would have to cut their losses and move on to the next game at Minnesota. That game also did not go in the Hoosiers' favor. The Golden Gophers would score early in the game, but they didn't stop there. IU goalie Jamie Gerstenberg would make 3 saves in the match, but Minnesota would find the back of the net 2 more times, once in the 56th minute and again off a penalty in the 84th minute. With the loss, the Hoosiers would move the losing streak to 3 and drop their record to 6-8-2. Indiana will head to Lincoln, Nebraska to wrap up the regular season against the Cornhuskers on Sunday, October 27th.
The volleyball team will be looking to turn things around as they just couldn't get things going this past week. On Thursday, they would have a tough night getting swept against Illinois in Champaign. Their losing streak at Huff Hall would be extended to 15 straight games, and it has been nearly 20 years since the last time that the Hoosiers would win in there. They would have to have a quick turnaround, though, as they would have to play another tough road game against number 10 ranked Purdue at the Mackey Arena. In the first set, Indiana would score first, but Purdue would come back and win the set 25-18. In the second, IU would struggle offensively, but would have a nice run behind Ramsey Gary, who had a nice game with 20 digs and 3 assists. But Purdue would end up taking back over, winning the second set 25-14. Then in the third set, things would take a turn for the worst, as Purdue started off on a 15-2 run, and they didn't look back, winning the set 25-9. The Hoosiers will now move to 9-9 and take on the Wisconsin Badgers at home this Thursday.
Assembly Hall was rocking on Friday as the Hoosier Hysteria gave the fans their first look at the 2024 Indiana men's and women's basketball teams. Both teams will bring back some key seniors from last year for the men's and women's, including Trey Galloway and Anthony Leal. For the women's team, they reigned starting guard forward Chloe Moore McNeil and starting forward Sydney Parrish.
And with that, our 5 minutes are up. I'm Cooper Schoenberg.
And I'm Spiros Skidopoulos. Make sure to catch us on a Wednesday for a preview of your Hoosier sports. And thank you for joining us.